I need to install a tap right here, right where that willow tree is. So we're gonna dig a ditch right across here, right past these trees. And the water line is buried right here somewhere on the ground. So we're gonna dig down, find the water line, but we'll dig from over there first, because I won't be able to get back in there. So with this little backhoe attachment, this E60, then what we usually do is not rev it up very high, just barely give it a little bit of throttle, and it'll make it last a lot longer. It's kind of flimsy, so I just do it really low throttle. Still digs pretty fast, and it'll make it last. Last time we broke this right here, this thing broke off. This little piece of metal is actually cast. Kind of a silly way to do that. Cast isn't the answer. You got to get a piece of solid steel that's tempered. And then this ram right here, it broke off right there. Sheared that thing right off. So anyway, so I run it on low throttle, so it's hardly giving it any pressure, but it'll still dig a decent rate. Digging this pretty wide so that I can fit my backside back down in there, so that I can bend over and glue the pipes and whatever. But right here I'm digging it clear through and off this hill so that I can put a little drain pipe in the bottom of the Freezless hydrant, and it'll just drain out here and off this edge here. It's about a 6-foot fall, so I can just run the pipe out there and let it get rid of that water, and I don't have to do a gravel pit in the bottom. trench is about 5 feet deep. We have kind of deep frost here. Here's our tap that we're going to put in. It's about a 6-foot bury. Probably didn't need quite that long, but it'll stick up out of the ground a little. Okay, so when you're splicing these together, you kind of have to open up your trench a little ways. So we've done it that's about 7 feet from there over to there. And this is an 1.25 inch pipe. So we put a mark right here so that we know where to cut our pipe off so it'd go clear into this, because we're dealing with some pretty high pressure. So we cut the pipe off to reach clear as far as into the T as it would go. And then we dug our trench 7 feet long along the pipe so that we could splice into it and have that thing grab this entire length of the coupling. The T, I mean. So that's how you get them to splice when you have a lot of pressure. You have to dig the trench open about 7 feet or so. Got this T all glued together. We got our stop and waste in there. So we're going to put a pipe over the stop and waste, and it's going to come up to the surface of the ground so that we can reach a tool down in here and turn this on and off. And then this pipe is coming up for another sprinkler system in the future. So we brought this one up so that we can add a sprinkler to a different section of the yard. So we're going to glue that pipe onto there and run that over, clear over down the trench. We'll bury this. We're going to dig another ditch off of right here, because the side of the stop and waste right here, then there's a little hole on half of it. So when you shut that off, then it will drain the system out so that in the winter your system won't freeze. So we're going to put a pipe right here instead of doing a gravel pit, because we're going to drain our whole system to this stop and waste so that it will just drain it out. So we're going to put a pipe and run it off the edge of the hill and let it just drain out the side of the hill. I'm going to put these pieces of stone underneath this pipe to help it to just stay solid so it won't settle and break right under that stop and waste. And it'll also make it so I can set my pipe right on there, and it won't ever settle away when I go for the drain for the stop and waste. So That'll be nice to do that. So we got this 2-inch pipe. We're going to put it over the top of this. And that way we can get to that valve after it's buried. Those rocks will hold it from sliding up and down. It'll keep it nice and solid. And then up here I'll be able to drop my tool down and turn the sprinkler system on and off. Got this buried. We're going to dig a trench from, this is where the key is going to sit. That's where the stop and waste is. So we're going to dig a trench right over there off the edge of this hill. We have plenty of fall right here. So we're going to drop the pipe down in off the edge here somewhere, so that stop and waste can drain our whole sprinkler system. One huge advantage to a track hoe over this little bed array. One huge advantage over it is, like a track hoe can sit right here and pivot sideways and dig your ditch and you move way less dirt. This one you have to, because of these trees in the way, so much stuff in the way, that I can only dig it from the side because I can't back up. I can't back up right through here, right through this area, because I don't want to take out that big old bush and all that stuff. So a track hoe could actually pivot and dig that without moving such a massive amount of dirt. But anyway, it has its place, I guess. Okay, so this is the crookedest trench you've ever seen in your life. Look at this sucker. Who dug this thing? Okay, so there it is. Crookedest ditch you have ever seen in your life. But I asked this water that's gonna go in it. I said, water, what do you think about this crooked ditch? And you know what it said? It didn't say anything. So, silence is acquiescence that it's okay. This is Crooked River Run. So, Crooked River is going to flow down out of this stop and waste. And crooked wind down that nice crooked little trench out to the crooked little forest. Okay, so there's the hole for the stop and waste. I don't know if you can see it very good, but there it is right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to stuff this pipe up there like that, wrap it with weed stop so that that water will just drain down this pipe instead of sit here and make this mud hole down in the ground. We just don't have very good drainage, so that's what we're going to do. This dirt is kind of cleachy, sticky dirt, and it won't drain very good. So instead of doing a gravel pit, this is what we've opted to do. Trench looks terrible. Pipe looks pretty straight. The water would be a lot happier traveling down a straight pipe down a crooked pipe. Much better. Bad trench, good pipe. Got the pipe shaded so that no big rocks will fall down and put a big ding in it. Ready to backfill. Okay, what we've done here is we've got this pipe here. That is what this Freezless hydrant sprays out. That's where it sprays out when you turn the tap off. So we put this pipe right there. Fits nice and tight. So it'll spray inside this pipe. And then it'll just drain out, and that goes out off the hill. That just makes it so that this doesn't puddle up and make this pipe want to settle, because these PVC pipes tend to break if this moves. So that's why I got these rocks in there to hold everything in place until the dirt settles around it enough to get it solid. And then this pipe over here that comes out of there's a T right there, so the tap comes up out of a T. It comes over here and up this. That is for my sprinkler line, so that I can add a sprinkler system to this. I'll have a box up on the top of the ground there, and then this tap will just, when you shut it off, it'll drain right there. Then we're going to put a sewer pipe so that if the tap gets left on for a minute while you're doing something, it'll just drain into the sewer pipe and off the hill, so it doesn't make a mud mess right here. Okay, we got the water turned on. Looks like there's not any leaks in it. How about that? So we leave the trench open for a minute to make sure that we got all leaks that might possibly develop. So the water's on, everything looks good. Now we'll test out our stop and waste on this faucet, this Freezless hydrant. Come down here through the bushes, see if that's coming out. Slowly dripping. There's probably mud all over in the end of it. So there it comes. It's working good. So we're going to cover this up with weed stop so dirt doesn't get in there and cause this pipe to get full of mud. And we'll bury it. We got this 4x6 right here that we was going to bury along the side of it to keep it from wiggling until the dirt gets firm around it. Help the hose not pull the tap and cause that pipe to break. So we'll put that in there and bury it. So we got it all buried up. So when you turn on the tap, all your excessive water, if you're just washing your hands or something, then it'll all, the bulk of it will go down there. If the wind's blowing or something, it'll probably push it away. But for the most part, it goes down the drain, comes out right down here, takes the mess clear over there, so we're not dealing with it. And when you shut the tap off, it goes down and out that 3/4 inch pipe down there. It'll get all, I'll cut that off so it ain't ugly. This is our, this pipe comes up into a sprinkler box, and that's the water for the sprinkler system for all these little spruce trees. Okay, it's all done up, taps installed, got our sprinkler pipe sticking up, ready to install for the sprinkler system. Stacked a couple of rocks around there, it kind of helped guide the water in when you turn it on full bore, and it kind of sprays all over. So it just keeps the mud from traveling around too much. Skips it right out that pipe. Now we got one last thing to test, and it's the stopping wastes for the main valve. So we'll go check that out right now. Okay, so we shut off our main valve, and it looks like it's working good. It's draining out the system, so that nothing will freeze. It'll lower all of the sprinkler heads will drain out this, and it'll just run down the hillside. So this is where it is. So it comes right up to this main valve right here. That's what we barely shut off. You can hear it draining. So that's it, folks. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and all that other good stuff.